Hey there, this is Boots Owen here. This is a Dyson DC25 upright vacuum cleaner. I'm going to show you how to remove, clean out and replace the brush head today. Now this unit, this brush bar, I think it works. I've tested it and I think it works. So in underneath here there's this little clip and push it down, I think, and this just slide off. Yeah, it slides down. So I'm going to begin by getting the surface dust off it. And you can see that inside there's a load of stuff on the inside of that plastic, and it's not too dirty, this one. There's a bit of string caught around it. I'll take it apart. It's the inside of the plastic that I want to clean. And I want to be able to give that a bath, just because I'm strange like that. So there's a lot of screws here to get out. This one at the back so that you can replace the wheel. It's got a different head. Cross head screw here. And that lifts that little wheel off and keep the little bar there. I've lost it. There it is, little dowel bar. The rest of them are Torx, and there's quite a few. Oh, before I do that, let's do this. Turn this. This rotates off. Maybe just turn it that way. No, not this way. Click, that rotates off. You pull this out, and then you can get a piece of hooked wire like I used before. I like these little tools here. Just try and hook that over the edge. It's a little bit of thread or something called. Yeah, a bit of thread. Just drag the hook down along it. You can get all this hair off, which is gross. Someone else's hair. It's not pet hair. Pet hair is not normally that long. And then that's elastic of some description. You can see marks on it where something's been caught in there, and I suspect there's going to be elastic caught in here. So this one, you just grab the end and pull. And there's a bearing in here, a ball bearing. You can feel that with your finger, and if it feels okay, it is okay. By feel I mean when you spin it, it doesn't sound crunchy. There's a little dust in there, and there's another bit of string. And that's as clean as that brush bar is going to get. Snap that back on. That's that done. So that's how you clean the brush bar, if that's all you want to do. But I want to get in and clean this plastic, so now I've got to get out all these screws. Buried in there under some fluff. And there's a motor in here, in this box here, and getting it back together and getting some cables back together is a bit awkward sometimes. Sometimes on some vacuum cleaners, underneath these little wheels there's another screw. I don't think it's that way on this one because there's a screw so close to them, but I've seen it before where they hide the screws, and so you've then spent ages cursing the thing and you can't figure it out, but the screw's just hidden from you. Okay, that should be it, and this should come apart. Okay, so the top's coming off, it seems. It's never this easy. Wiggle and pull, wiggle and pull. Okay, that's the top. I want to clean that bit. There's the motor covered in dust, and this is a little bit complex. So you've got a DC motor, like you'd have in a battery drill, and you've got cables from that going down to here, and you've got this plastic thing, and the plastic thing is the tensioner. See that spring there is the tensioner on the belt. So to get this off, you've got to get the belt off. So I'm just hooking it and pulling it from behind as I turn it. There we go. If you needed to replace the belt, that's how you do that. You need to slide this out. I think it's clipped in, so you need to pull the plastic up. If I recall, I've been in here before on a different one. They don't make it obvious. Well, let's just get it all apart. Okay, so that bumper bar is stuck to the white. This comes off. There's a bearing in here. I'll give that a clean as well, I think. I think this one just pulls apart. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't see any screws on it. Oh, there is. There's a screw in the end. This is a Torx 10 right in there that I'm taking out. Little tiny, well, not tiny, but small screw. That gets that piece off. That allows you to push this piece out. Does it? It should do. See, there's a bearing in there as well. don't really want to get the bearing wet because they're sealed bearings, but they don't really like moisture. That should just push through. There it is, just hammered out. I won't clean that, it's okay. And the bearings in there, this side, it just pushes out. And it feels okay, so I'm just holding the center and spinning the outside. It's got a bit of rust on it, but it feels fine. So that's ready for a bath. There's rubber seals in here, but I don't want to take them out. Then the motor and all this stuff, I really don't want to take this apart. What I might try to do, you see, because the wires are so complicated to put back together, I might just very carefully give it a bath without getting the motor wet. And this snaps out. You see there's little clips here and here. I have to try and release somehow. Small screwdriver. So up from the bottom and pull the thing down. That's the bumper out of the way. Yep, I'll just give this a careful wipe out now. With this wet sock. You can take the motor apart, not the motor, but to take the motor out of its housing. But it's not a job that, it doesn't go back together very easily. So I'm not going to do it today. I've done it, check out my other videos, I've done it for a DC24 and I think a DC25 in another video. So there's a gasket in there, some kind of a seal. Yeah, like you can see how that wire is routed there. When you take it apart and try to put that back together, that's fun. So at this point in the video, he's wondering to himself, why bother with this? This is just a waste of my time. Well, there's two levels to it. One is that I get a certain pleasure from keeping things from a landfill. And I could just, you know, take it all apart, put the plastic in the landfill, and put the motor in the metal recycling. And that would, you know, mean that I've kind of done half a job at fixing it. And the other thing is that if I do this on camera and show you how to do it, you might give it a go. Or you might look at it and say, no, I'm throwing that in landfill. The other thing is that it means that I have a working machine. Now I don't need another vacuum cleaner. I have more than enough. But it's a good vacuum cleaner. And the last is that I'll make money if you watch this video. And what I've noticed is that these brush videos people don't really watch. But the ones about cleaning the canisters, people watch them. If people watch them, I get paid. So I can make a lot more money making this video than just selling the machine. I don't really like selling the machine anyways, because you have to deal with people. A bit more stuff I can see there. So I'll give this a wipe with my damp cloth. And then I'll give it a wipe with my dry cloth. If you do take this apart, this rubber thing is a real trouble to get back together, and the cabling, so check out my other videos for that. Okay then, let's rebuild this brush bar. The parts have been given a wash and given overnight to dry. Let's snap this bit in here. Then first of all, I should have done this. There's another bearing in there. bearings sitting up. It's a 16mm socket, just a little disc of wood. Good enough. Roll it on with your hand, with your fingers. Self-tensioning. This top piece. Struggling here. Looks good. Now one screw had a cross on it. This one, that went with the wheel. The remaining screws get screwed in, so I'll do that. I almost forgot. One screw is smaller, and it goes in here. I'll have to pull some piece off again, maybe. That's it. Holding it with my finger here, tightening it up tight, so I'll do the remaining screws. Then this brush goes in. It locates on the end of this thing. In there. Gotta get this side out like this. There. And then like that. Like that. Finally, wheel goes in, that goes in, Phillips head, those two pins are the power connectors that join the power for the brush. It's going to slide up from below and snap in, and that's it. So there you go, Dyson DC25. Questions or comments, leave them below. Thanks for watching. See you later.